So you want to give your research papers a good flow. It's a natural way of presenting information that makes it an easy read. When you have to present a complex idea or multiple small ideas, you have to build a story around it so that the reader is able to understand what you've written. That's the flow. Imagine that you're reading a novel which has multiple storylines, multiple timelines, and many characters. Now, if you feel lost at any point during the complex storyline, you'll stop reading it. The exact same thing happens with research papers, and that is why it's important to give them a good flow. Now, you could have plenty of information on your research topic, but if you don't focus on the narrative, you might be failing to communicate with your reader. So the little bits and pieces of information that you have collected need to be tied together with good transition. In my opinion, this most likely happens when the thoughts are not clear in the writer's head, or they're simply trying to paraphrase content from different sources without trying to understand or analyze it. Step number 1, have a clear goal in your mind and write down the problem statement. And step number 2, create an outline or a structure of the report before you start writing and consciously stick to it. An outline is a clear map of your research paper. It shows what every chapter, every section, or every paragraph might contain, but it also makes sure that all these pieces fit together. Now, you can use bullet points or paragraphs to create an outline, but in my opinion, it's best to decide the exact subheadings and headings that you're going to use before you start writing. When there's information overload, the reader feels bogged down and frustrated with the amount of static description, and it just slows down the pace of reading. Do we really need to know how much land gets sown every year when the topic of the paper is employment? No. So how to avoid making the mistake of information overload? Well, follow 3 simple steps. Step number 1, keep things simple. That means no info dump. The less descriptive you keep your content, the more likely you are to stimulate the mind of the reader. Step 2, keep things relevant. Identify the important bits and present them clearly. And step 3, be aware when you're overindulging. Don't present too much information just because it's available. Now, concise writing means using the fewest words necessary to convey your idea to the reader. By paying attention to your sentence structure and your vocabulary, you're halfway through your goal of making a persuasive research paper. This is especially true in cases of subjects that make extensive use of numeric data, like medical sciences and social sciences and economics. Read more of my articles on my website www.projectguru.in, or just leave a comment on this video if you have any questions.